Okay, we're continuing our coverage of the Trimet board meeting on part three. We ended the last segment with JC Vanetta, and I guess JC Vanetta is now going to answer questions from the sock puppets. So let's see what happens.
Uh, Thank you. Is this all you've been doing?
Just a little.
Yeah. Hey, JC, I don't know if this event has caught your eye. There's a Labor Day picnic. It has between 15 and 18,000 people down at Oaks Park. If you like, I can put you in contact with the people and.
Yes, please. I don't know if it's on our list or not because I haven't been able to keep track of all those,
What?
but I will definitely I'll reach out to you.
Okay, good.
Actually, I have two questions. First, regarding the free cards and the pop-up events, which I think is a great idea. One of the things that we talked about early on was making a certain number of cards available for low-income community and coordinating through organizations that serve the low-income community.
Right, they were supposed to give out 200,000 cards free or something. Of course, we haven't heard anything about it now. That was all their usual. Oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and then they don't do it. I mean, it's just standard operating procedure with these government agencies. They just say they're going to do things, they don't do it, nobody remembers. Let's see the answer.
How have we been doing on that?
So we have a list of all the cards that are planning to give out. We are planning to give out 200,000 free cards. A good about 60 to 80,000 of those are meant for employers. So as the employers are transitioned over, they get free cards. But then the remaining bucket of cards are also going to our low-income fare, to our folks who are in the transit access program. We're also working through those community-based organizations to get cards into the communities that really need them. So it's definitely on our list, and we've actually planned out allotments that we are.
Okay, so is it on the to-do list, or are we in process of getting to
We are in
this?
process.
Okay. So if people have questions on how to get it, who should they contact?
They can contact me if they want.
So here you have Trimet McFarland's right-hand hack, J.C. Bennett, who, by the way, last I looked was 180,000 a year. So he's going to have 180,000 a year. Who knows how much he's going to get a pension? 10,000 a month. Another economic parasite in the realm of economic parasites of government. So they haven't said anything about these free hop cards anywhere. Okay, so nobody actually knows about it. It's some kind of secret information that he's going to let I don't know, the low income agencies, whoever the hell they are, which we don't even know who they are, know about this. This is your typical bullshit coming out of the TriMet people. We're going to have 200,000 pets. Oh, by the way, 100,000 of them are going to employers. The people that can afford them, they're not going to have to pay. And then we're going to give a whole bunch other to some other people. They'll have a few thousand left for people that actually need them. It's just, I'm always astonished at the amount of bullshit that comes out of these people.
Yeah, I'll help.
I might just add in response to that is that we were in some ways fortunate that we've had our Access Transit program up and running. So we have these ongoing partnerships with all of these nonprofit organizations already. So we have the channels, we know the people, and we can work to actually access our target market pretty effectively with those partners. And so.
Okay. My second question is, I have some vague memory as we first started talking about transitioning to HOP, about really the leading edge nature of this technology, and something that we're developing far in advance of many of our partners in the industry. And my memory is that there was a little bit of discussion, tiny bit, that there might be some opportunity or some interest at some point where we could sell some of this technology to some of our partners. Have we looked at that at all, or is that a possibility?
I don't have any idea what he's talking about. The leading edge, you know how it is with technology. What's the leading edge today in a month is no longer the leading edge. So you know that's also bullshit because technology is changing so fast that what might be leading edge today is not going to be leading edge tomorrow. And I don't know what is he talking about? Sell them to their partners. What partners? There are no partners. Let's hear how McFarland answers this one.
I am happy to get more information on it. I don't know right off the top of my head if we're looking at selling it to anybody, but I know there's been interest, at least in the state of Oregon, in joining in partnership and being able to share the benefits of the system and some operating costs involved.
Okay, you heard her answer. It's complete nonsense bullshit. There are no partners. What are they talking about? There's no other partners for this other than, the ones that are going to be using it, which is C-Tran and who is it? Somebody else or somebody else? Oh, a streetcar, right? Which streetcar, which is basically Trimet anyway. Yeah, I don't know what her answer is typical bureaucratic. Yes, we're going to do this. We'll sell it, right?
It seems like if we can do a little bit of cost recovery and help some of our partners along the way, it'd be kind of nice. So, just a thought.
I would just note the budding state ODOT transit plan, which is in public review right now, does have a policy that sort of envisions that there is a statewide system for fair payment. So you could envision this, for example, this system in use in other Oregon transit systems. Think Lane, think, Salem. Maybe even the Amtrak system. So there are some potential expansions I think are really exciting in that regard. We do have also a partnership that is starting this year that will expand next. I don't know all the details, but with the bike share system in the city of Portland as well. So the goal is to have it to be a ubiquitous transportation-related resource.
Just a point of clarification, I think it can be somewhat confusing. Prior to the low-income fare program that John is going to talk about later, Trimet has provided subsidy for low income.
Correct.
And that's what you're implementing, and you're in the process of implementing now. Not to confuse the low-income fare program, that's the much larger program.
And that's what I was talking about, the much larger.
Oh, you were?
So yes, so we are actually working through those partners currently that we have in the Transit Access Program to get cards out to them, and we'll be working with them. But on the much larger program, working with John and developing what needs to be done around that.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Well, I want to say thank you, first of all, for the update, and I also want to.
Here comes the chief bloviator, Travis Stovall. Let's see how long he goes on with his bloviation here. He's the number one bloviator at the Trimet Sock Puppets. He goes on and on about how wonderful everybody is. Let's hear the bloviator.
Commend everybody. I have that with my. Commend everybody on this process. It's been 5 years and a significant financial commitment and investment. So it's, to have it come off the way it has so far is impressive. As we know, Neil has already referenced it, some of the things from an IT perspective.
Well, that's a goddamn shame. The number one bloviator's having audio problems, so I guess we're not going to be able to hear what bullshit he's slinging today. But we'll play through it. Can you hear it? I can't hear it.
Come off the way it has so far is impressive. As we know, Neil has already referenced it, some of the things from an IT perspective that was going on when we launched this project, both statewide and nationally. We knew that we were going to move forward with something that could have been fraught with danger. We get great leadership, and it's actually a little bit unbelievable that we're here today talking about the launch, and Chris Tucker is not. He's been here consistently giving us the updates, and then we launch, and then he's not here. Yeah, so thank you, Ryan, for coming and giving us the update. But in that regard, we talk about successful launches, and we talk about things that go well. As we sit here today, I've heard a couple of references of why we feel that it's been a great launch. And one of them was, the number of calls into our call center. What are some other metrics or things that we can look at to say these, these items prove that we've had a very successful launch.
Sure. First, thank you for recognizing the hard work, and it's been a pleasure. We can look at adoption rate. I think that is one of our major telling indicators that we will be focusing on over the next few months to see how quickly people are adopting and transitioning from the existing products that they were using. Certainly the comments from the public that we're seeing on Facebook and other social media outlets tell us how positive people feel about it, and we hope to continue to see those. What other metrics have you?
I would also say even just like the calls to the customer, the call center, only because, so when we were creating this, and while you think the messages might be simple, that's what we were going for, which has resonated because there have been very few calls to the call center. And even the website, we worked with Ryan and team and Brigade, the contractor, to make it very, the user interface, so it's very intuitive. There's always more work to be done around that, but I think that that has helped in all of our marketing materials and how we talk about it. We talk about it in very plain, simple English in terms to help people understand. And I think that that is very key. So, we'll continue to watch the calls that come into our call center and what they're asking, what they're getting hung up on, and see if there are ways that we can remedy that. But I think that's definitely a huge one.
One last one that just came to mind, the number of registered customers, because I think that not only tells us individuals using our system, but also individuals trusting our system and being willing to put their information out there and associate it with our system. So we are already over 2,000 registered users today, so it's encouraging.
Excellent. So again, I want to
2,000 users, that's all they have is 2,000? That's like nothing. I thought they had more than that in the beta testing. So what the hell? Yeah, well, let me remind you that these are cheerleading sessions. These are pep rallies. You're not going to get any kind of actual factual information out of a board meeting. You're going to get cheerleaders and McFarlane sock puppets all cheering for McFarlane and his puppets. There's no actual information coming from the board meeting. Just to remind you that it's all fake. Okay, it's fake news.
I want to commend the entire team for all the incredible work. I think CH2 was one of our vendors that helped us out in regards to making sure that we had the opportunity to be open and exposed to other transit systems that actually were implementing similar systems so that we can make sure we learn from some of the things they learned from. So again, this has been a heavy lift, and as Director Edmund mentioned, what are you guys doing after?
Here we have the so-called leader in technology, that's Trimet, who likes to brag about their technological prowess, and they can't even do a proper video of their board meetings. Okay, they're such a fake bullshit organization. Everything about them is a lie. Okay, they just can't get anything right. Yet they sit here trying to tell us how wonderful they are, and I for one resent this shit. Okay. And my appearance before them is coming up soon, and I know how I'm going to handle these people finally. It took me a long time to figure out how to handle these people, but I think I got it, man. I think I know what I'm going to do. And, these are such arrogant pieces of shit. I can't believe they have the nerve and the audacity to sit up there and lie to us like this, and nobody challenges them on it. Nobody really gets in their face and says, you're liars, okay? You are liars and you're thieves. And that's what you are. And we know it. We know who you are. And we can't do anything about you, but we know who you are.